Alright, Captain J.J. Cummings again, heading off to Mighty Warship Gerald R. Welcome to this week's edition of House of Wolverine, where we're going to talk about the flight deck and flight operations using our electromagnetic aircraft launch system, advanced protection gear, and all the great sailors that make it happen. So enjoy the episode.
All right, I'm Lieutenant Commander King, Aircraft Handling Officer on board USS Gerald R. Tell you a little bit about what goes on in flight deck control. We're kind of the brains of the operation, the center of operations, if you will. Once aircraft land on the ship, it's my responsibility to move them around safely and expeditiously as possible. I have a flight deck crew that actually does that for me, and they keep me informed on what's going on out on the flight deck. Also have what we call elevator operators. They're individuals that work in flight deck control with myself. They actually control the aircraft on what we call the electronic Ouija board now, and also on the Ouija board that we've used for over 60 years that actually keeps me abreast of what's going on out on the flight deck at any given time. So looks like I have a lot of space out on the deck, which they do, but I can only see so much, so they actually keep me informed on where the aircraft are at any given time on the flight deck and in the hangar bay. So as far as coordinating with operations, I have flight deck crew to have radio headsets, so they communicate to me on what their needs is. Heads up front of the island, props on the roll. Heads up front of the island, H2, props on the roll.
So EMALS, Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, is different than what we know in the past, as it uses electromagnetic current and opposing forces to push and pull the catapult forward and aft down the track by steam. EMALS is extremely accurate using the 4 linear motor electromagnetic system. We go from 0 up to 180 knots in around 2.6 seconds at an extremely accurate pace. Where steam catapults is allowed up to 15 to 25 knots of excess airspeed on each of the aircraft, which can put more wear and tear on the frame and more stress on the catapult itself. Where between all the launches we've had on EMALS, our max excess has been 0.8 knots. So that is a large difference in reduced stress on the capabilities of the aircraft and stress on the actual catapult, which reduces manning, it reduces the maintenance work package, and it reduces the level of stress that the ship will see over its life. So if you look on the flight deck as we're flying, to anybody else in the world in the Navy, it'll look seamless. But once you come off the flight deck and you go below decks, that's where the real magic happens, and that's where the real change is. Just on the steam catapults, it would take another 15 sailors to man up 4 catapults on steam catapults. Where here, on CVN-78, it takes 1 person below decks. So the reduced manning is a big save for the Navy, and it's a larger quality of life for us downstairs, as well as on the flight deck, which means more rotations, more flexibility, more opportunities to train and hone our craft. The steam catapult, it would not be remiss to say that you're walking through a space that's around 125 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's the normal working conditions on steam catapults. Where you come here in EMALS is electromagnetic and a lot of electronic cabinets that need to be maintained at 65 degrees. Quality of life is a big plus here on board 78 for the sailors and the equipment alike. We've always been the force with the better weapon, the more efficient weapon, and that's what EMALS and advanced arresting gear is. With this technology, you can shoot aircraft that haven't even been thought up yet, right? Some college kid or some 12-year-old in his basement's thinking up aircraft that Ford class will be able to shoot 25 years from now, with the large envelope that EMALS has to offer, where steam catapults are at the end of their envelope. This allows us to go into the 21st century on the edge with the advantage against any enemy.